So I think I'm gonna give myself about 3 minutes. So if you just click this video on, you probably skip about 3 minutes into this video. I'll give myself about 3 minutes before I get started. I gotta roll one. So we'll chop it up today. See what it do. I've been waiting to do this video for a while. And let's see what we gotta say. I got my notes. I'm rolling one. And we gonna get it in. I know I ain't been putting out videos as much. Quarantine. I got some real business going on, working on my house, my real estate, working on my website. Got a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been able to post as much, but I promise you, every time I over deliver. So you know what I'm saying? So when you sometimes it take a while to wait for it, but when you get it, it delivers. You know, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left. Oh shit, we got people in here. I'm sitting there talking to my goddamn weed. I didn't even know y'all was in here. What up? Who we got in here? We got Max Diaz. What up? Intuitive Talks. What up? Who we got in here? Craig Thomas. Craig, I think you might want to change your name, Craig. What up, DeMario? Yeah, this virus does stink. Yo, fam, finally caught you on live. Yeah, you caught me on live. Arif, I'm in. What up? What up? Glad to see you. Glad to see you too. Intuitive Talks. Who's this? William. You got enough content to go back to. This is true. This is very true. So I got a lot of updating to do. I got some shit I gotta do. Yeah, I know you meant to put Chris. That's what's so crazy, nigga. You put Crid, and you just left that shit like that, nigga. Like, change that shit. What the fuck wrong with you? Chris Thomas, I think that was the name of the nigga on, that was the nigga on Rap City, wasn't it? Chris Thomas? He was like the original man of Rap City. This nigga put, the fuck? He just fell over. This nigga hit the D instead of the S. The D right next to the S, so I can see that. So you hit the D and just left that motherfucker there. You like, nigga, fuck it. I feel you though, bro. I feel you. Sometimes you just like, fuck it. Haven't seen me on live in a minute. Yeah, I ain't been on live in a minute. Nigga got shit to do. Y'all don't pay me enough for this shit. I be sitting there all night. Y'all don't get a nigga no tips or nothing. So I be like, all right, fuck it. I be going on other niggas' channels. They be up there going, Google, and then boom, like motherfucker be tipping them $100. I be like, Joe, I be giving all this goddamn information away for free. Me and a motherfucking white girl can jump on the goddamn internet and show her motherfucking feet and get like fucking $800. I'd be like, Joe, life is not fucking fair, bro. Like, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up, bro. That's why I smoke hella weed. You just gotta smoke that shit away, man. I gotta figure out other ways to get money. I gotta go fucking put on a mask and glove and go stick people up, rob motherfuckers, beat the shit out of people, kick motherfuckers down the stairs just to get like $300 and shit, man. It'd be crazy. Fucking white girl come on here. Fucking take a picture of her goddamn belly button and that shit get fucking $5,000. What the fuck is this? Fucking stupid shit. Yeah, I'll be trying to get Poe. I told y'all Poe going through some shit right now. But matter of fact, Poe just had a birthday, man. Shout out Poe, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? I just saw Poe on his birthday. Poe got a lot of good content on his channel. I was just watching some of his content today. You know what I'm saying? And I also got to, hey, change it, nigga. That nigga went and changed it for real. Look at that shit. Look at that. That's God, nigga. He changed that nigga went and changed his name. Chris, salute, bro. That's good shit, bro. Talking about manifesting shit out of the thing. That nigga went and changed his motherfucking name that quick. That shit crazy. Good shit, bro. Good shit, bro. But yeah. So yeah, me and Poe. I was just watching some content on Poe channel today. You know what I'm saying? Because me and him actually, I was just doing some research yesterday on Cain. On that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about Cain. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know Cain, you know what I'm saying? Cain is the dude in the Bible. He was the first murderer in the Bible. I mean, he killed his brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, this story, everybody kind of know the story. But, you know how to say the devil is in the details? Like, a lot of shit in this story get looked over. Just like the Judas story. Like, I don't know if you've seen it. I got a video. I was talking about Judas. It's called Water Signs of Blameless. I think it was part 5. Well, I'm talking about Judas. You know what I'm saying? And the more I kept studying Judas, the more I was seeing water traits. And, like, you know, not just water traits, but the tarot cards. Like, you study the tarot cards of the Cup series, you see, you know, the choices that they make very similar to the choices that Judas made. You know what I'm saying? So I was sitting around studying yesterday, you know what I'm saying? And I came up with Cain. I was doing research on Cain. I was like, Joe, this kind of the same shit. It's very similar. And then, you know, I really got stuck trying to figure out if he had more Cancer traits or Scorpio traits. And I couldn't really figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But then ultimately, the more I kept researching it, I realized these are more Cancer traits than Scorpio traits. But it was very difficult. Just like when, you know, when I was studying Judas, like he had a lot of traits between like a Pisces and a Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to really get into the details to really narrow it down and ask and say to myself, you know what? Yeah, he was a Pisces. And then, you know, as I did more research, I found other astrologers who confirmed that he was Pisces. Just like with Cain, the situation with Cain. Like the more research I kept doing, the first thing I found, it said he was possibly a Scorpio. And then the next thing I had found was saying that he was a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So I literally I went into this with the notion thinking he was a Cancer, and I was able to find one resource that did say he was a Cancer, but then the other resource said he was a Scorpio. But I was pretty close, just like with the Judas shit. And I want to show you why. You know what I'm saying? As we discussed this, I'm not gonna bring the visuals up like I did. But you feel free to, like, you know what I'm saying, open up another window and go look the shit up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So dude, I have to work. I wish I could watch this live, but I'll catch the playback. That's cool, you know. That's cool. Check it out. Chris, I'm so glad you changed your name. Water Lilies, hey, what up? Sabrina, awesome. Looking forward to hearing about more Cancer. All right, I agree. All right, so I'm gonna kick this off. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Cain. Now, if you don't know Cain is a story in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? He was the firstborn. He was literally, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody don't believe in the Bible, honestly. So like, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? So some people just literally turn off. Like, you start talking about astrology. You know what I'm saying? And then you switch gears, start talking about the Bible. Some people's like, oh, no, click. Like, some people just don't do the Bible and astrology. And I totally get that too. So like, I'm not preaching. I don't want you to think I'm preaching at you. And this is just more of a metaphysical way of looking at the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, you know, trying to, preach to you. I don't want you to think that at all. But according to the Bible, Cain was the first person that was born on earth. You know what I'm saying? Adam and Eve was kind of made by God, but Cain was born, he was the first person that was born through a woman. You know what I'm saying? So this was kind of interesting to me because initially I thought Abel, his brother, was the oldest, but come to find out it was Cain. You know what I'm saying? So I call Cain King Crab because he is literally the king of the cancers. And, the thing that about cancers is that, like, they say they so close to God, but then at the same time, it's like you got that 6 and that 9. It's like they right there next to the heart of God, but then at the same time, they going through so much shit. The more you look at the story of Cain, you start to see, like, literally why that is, and with the understanding of that Cain is the father of all these cancers. Is that, like, they literally right there next to God, but then they just make so many fucked up decisions, and like it's like you want to love them, but you do love them, but it's very hard to love a cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? They literally walk you through the ups and downs of the emotional roller coaster all the way to the extremes. And you see how God even kind of struggled with this. Like, God truly loved Cain, but Cain, like, literally broke his heart just in his decision-making process. You see what I'm saying? And if you know, like, being with a cancer, you definitely felt this at least once, especially if you're a woman dealing with a cancer man. You see what I'm saying? Like, cancer men, you look at it. As a matter of fact, like, just a side note, this TV show called Power. You know, if you've heard of Power, it come on Stars. You see what I'm saying? It's got 50 Cent in it. You know what I'm saying? Name of the character, 50 Cent on there, his name is Canaan. You see what I'm saying? Which is a spinoff of Cain. Like, depending on which interpretation you go back in the Bible, you may find certain interpretations of Cain's name as Canaan. You see what I'm saying? Which is the name that 50 Cent, who is a Cancer, has on Stars. You see what I'm saying? And mind you, like, it was J Cam was what it told me that. Because when I told him I was going to do this video, I was like, yo, I'm doing a video of Cain. You see, he was like 50 Cent Cain? I was like, no, nigga, Cain. He was like, Canaan? I was like, no, nigga, Cain. And I was like, oh, shit. And then he was like, Canaan. I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't even think of that. So that made a lot of sense in that, like, 50 Cent is kind of attracted to, that name. I don't know if you know who came up with that name, or whatever, but just the fact that he's playing that character on TV, and like, you know, there's obviously an attraction level there with the energy of Cain with 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was interesting, and that you know how because you're gonna see how that plays later on as I'm starting to tell the story. You're gonna see how that plays into the notion that like cancers. I don't want to say it like this, but it's true. They kind of like roaches. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like rats. It's kind of like they don't just have issues. They issues spread like disease. Like you know what I'm saying? What's that word? They have like leprosy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day they had leprosy. You know what I'm saying? Or like just like this virus, COVID-19. Like you know what I'm saying? Idea from a cancer spreads through other cancers like the plague. You know what I'm saying? Like they open to receive, like they ready for negative energy. Like they kind of dwell, like mind you, they be literally right there, but it's like as soon as a little negative energy creep through, they fully open all the way up and ready to receive. And that's kind of what happened with Cain. I'm gonna show you that, you know what I'm saying, in a minute. And that he spawned a whole line of family of people that was just like him. And like a lot of the, when I was doing research, and we said this before in other videos, a lot of the gangbangers in Chicago and shit, like the niggas who be on the GD shit and niggas who be in jail, who be on the vice lord shit, all that type shit, like most of them niggas is water signs, especially cancers. You know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers I ever met that gangbang was cancers. I just met a nigga about like a week ago. I was just over helping my boy put up drywall in his studio. Nigga over there just got out of jail. He had a little tattoo on his face. He was up there gangbanging, crip walking, doing all type of extra shit. Coming out, that nigga's a cancer. My nigga Poe, he said he was at a picnic one time. There was a bunch of kids out there with dogs and shit, right, having a good time. Motherfucker rolled up with a gun on his goddamn hip. He go run and jump in the goddamn bouncy. He jumping around the bouncy house with kids with a motherfucking gun on his hip and shit. You know what I'm saying? He get out talking shit, drunk as hell, walking around with a bottle with a gun in his motherfucking hand, a picnic with kids running around. So saying he get in the car, drive off. I know it wasn't. She said, "Man, what the hell was wrong with that dude?" Out of nowhere, a whole nother voice screams out, "He a cancer." So like, you know what I'm saying? Now mind you, like, you know, we at a picnic. A lot of motherfuckers don't even study astrology, shit like that. Poe don't I even know Poe into goddamn astrology, you know what I'm saying? But somebody just out of the ether just knew to holler out, he a cancer, and somehow that was gonna make everything what you just saw make sense. So like some people be in tune away, like how cancers like to spread they bullshit. Like they don't just like to like just, you know, feel depression themselves. Like, you know, I say misery loves company. Like they like to push that shit on the other people. You see what I'm saying? And side note, Cain actually means Smith. Like, you know, if you know my channel, you know I talk about Agent Smith a lot from the Matrix and how he's like a Zazel and he got the ability to jump from body to body. You see what I'm saying? That's if you know the Matrix, you see what I'm saying? You look at the license plate that Smith had in the Matrix. It was from Isaiah. It was a quote from Isaiah. It was you know what I'm saying? But it was literally saying, "I will create the Smith." It was I don't even mind. You can look this up yourself. You just Google Agent Smith license plate. I don't even know exactly what it was. A quote from the Bible, but it was Smith. It was saying like God created a Smith basically to get in your way, which was like Cain. It was like the dude. It's like as you start to progress, the person that comes along and pushes you back. You start to push forward, the person that comes along and pushes you back. That's what a Smith is. And like Cain literally means Smith. If you look this up, so like he is literally the father of all Smiths. He's like the father of all the cancer. He's the father of all the cracks. Symbolically, you know what I'm saying? So I just want you to understand that up front. So. Cain, like I said, he was also the firstborn. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, firstborn is usually exalted. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm a middle child. You see what I'm saying? So like, you know how the oldest child usually get more responsibility put on them. They kind of more favored more with the parents and shit like that. They kind of expected to go further and shit like that. They expected to do more. They expected to show the example, shit like this. So like Cain was exalted. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you're dealing with a cancer that gets exalted, that's pushed, like if they the oldest cancer in the family, or like if they the boss at the job, or like they put in a position where they're expected to deliver a lot, you know what I'm saying? You get this same type of shit. Like they can't over deliver a lot of times. Like they kind of under deliver and then expect you to be over enthused about the fact that they under deliver. And that's literally what we about to go through, you know what I'm saying, when I start telling the story. And that like they don't live up to the expectation. There was a lot of expectations put on Cain, you see what I'm saying? And he didn't live up to them. But they still expect you to, you see what I'm saying, be just as ecstatic about the fact that they're not living up to your expectations, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's literally the story of Cain. So I'm only saying that because he was the oldest, he was exalted. And like he's trying to say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The more you expect from a Cancer, the less literally you're going to get. You see what I'm saying? So I want to say that up front. So also, too, the word Cain come from, so I'm saying, reeds. Like, if you know what reeds are, it's like plants and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you think about, like, sugar cane or, like, cocaine. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like these, it's like reeds of grass and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's symbolic of the fact that Cain was a farmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cain used to grow weeds. Well, like, Abel used to be a shepherd. He used to care after the animals. Cain was a farmer. You know what I'm saying? So look, the word Cain came from Cain. And they're like, you talking about sugar cane, let's say cocaine, like just the way that plants kind of grow and they had those reeds that stick up. That's what Cain literally is. You know what I'm saying? So this is important in the symbology of things as far as like we talk about like sugar cane or like cocaine. These are like mind altering substances. You know what I'm saying? So like being under the effects of sugar cane, being under the effects of cocaine is literally, you know, kind of symbolic of the same thing we talk about Cain. You know what I'm saying? So not just reeds, but like, you know what I'm saying, reeds that have a effect that can like have an effect on you, if you get what I'm saying. So what's the story of Cain? The story of Cain basically said, you know what I'm saying, he killed his brother because he was jealous of his brother. You know what I'm saying? So what is the fact? Why was he jealous of his brother? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know exactly why he was jealous of his brother. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing take place in Genesis 4. Now, you don't have to open, like I said, I ain't preached to you. You ain't got to open up to Genesis 4, but it might be a good idea that you go read like the first, I think it's like 10 passages of Genesis 4, where they basically explain that Adam had sex with Eve. So then they said he was with her or something. They don't have, so some versions they actually say sex, some they don't. He had sex with Eve, and they gave birth to a boy. So I'm saying, and the boy's name was Cain. They named him Cain. So what ended up happening is, you gotta understand, prior to chapter 4, if you go back to Genesis 3, you know what I'm saying, it was an encounter with Satan and Eve. You know what I'm saying, that ultimately, we all know the story, got Eve and Adam kicked out the garden. I'm sorry, I'm tweaking because I just had a huge epiphany. I probably shouldn't even be saying this shit right now, but you know, they usually like ladies and gentlemen, like ladies supposed to come first. You know what I'm saying? But then they always say Adam and Eve. Like technically, shouldn't it be Eve and Adam? But I don't know. Whatever. That's some side note shit. But so they get kicked out of the fucking garden, right? Don't let that thought fuck up. I'm smoking. So so they get kicked out the fucking garden, right? So they get kicked out the garden. God makes them this promise. He says, look, you know, and he makes this promise to the devil too. He said, look, man, one day there's gonna be a baby that's gonna be born, and he's going to crush on your head, and you know what I'm saying, and he's gonna crush you as your head basically, and he's going to basically redeem what you just did. He's telling this to Satan. He's like, man, one day I'm gonna make a baby, and this baby is going to make all this shit you did. You got them kicked out the garden. You fucked up whole mankind, but I'm gonna fix this one day when a baby's being born, and just watch. You know what I'm saying? So the baby, obviously, he was talking about with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? According to Christian standards, like this didn't come to thousands and thousands of years later. You know what I'm saying? But prior to that, when you turn the page to chapter 4, when Eve had this baby, she initially thought that this was the baby. She thought Cain was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? She thought that, oh, we had a baby now, so this is the baby that's going to be, like I said, Cain was exalted. By all standards, he could have been Jesus. This is literally the firstborn baby. So, like, you know, when God's talking about the firstborn baby, she thought that this was that baby. If you go read the first, I think it's like the first or second passage, it says that, she says, I have had a baby. In some interpretation, it says with the Lord, and in some interpretation, it says even by the Lord. So, like, this is changed. That's why I say you might want to go research this. But like in certain interpretations, it says that Eve thought she gave birth to Jehovah, which was like a baby, God. Like she was like, oh my God, I gave birth to Jehovah. I gave birth to God. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it was Cain. So like by all practical means, like he was the chosen one. You follow what I'm saying? So he wasn't just the oldest. He was also the firstborn. He was also seen as the Messiah for all practical purposes when he was born. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, you know, as time went on, she had another brother named Abel. see what I'm saying? And like I said, Abel was doing shepherd work, Cain was doing gardener work. So I'm saying, so which also made kind of sense to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, him wanting to do gardening work, stuff like this. Like, I'm familiar with a couple of, like, cancers who are into gardening work and stuff like this. So that made kind of sense. So come to find out, actually those are really earth traits, but I just know a lot of cancers is in the garden. So come to find out, God coming in one day and said, look, I need y'all to make a sacrifice. So I'm saying, so he instructed them how to do the sacrifice, which obviously is not in this book. Like, they don't show you, you know, they don't show you what the instructions was. But if you keep reading, it basically tell you that Adam did it right. I mean, Abel did it right, but Cain did it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, it don't tell you what they were supposed to do. It just tell you that they did it wrong. Now, this is where interpretation comes in, because a lot of times people, they give you different reasons of why it was right and why it was wrong. Some people tell you that the reason it was right is because Abel used an animal and it had blood. And anytime you had to do a sacrifice, now mind you, this is the first time literally a sacrifice is written in the Bible anywhere. Like, this is the first time sacrifice was even mentioned. They don't give you no instructions or nothing. They just said that God told them to go do sacrifices, and one of them did it right and one of them did it wrong. So I'm saying, so some people speculate that it was because Adam used blood. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have blood in order to create salvation for sins. Then, you know what I'm saying? And animal blood only basically gets you so far, and that's why eventually when Jesus came in with his blood, it like they say, he was the Lamb of God that took away all the sins of the world. So he became the ultimate sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But up until that happened, they were sacrificing animals like this because you needed blood, because blood symbolizes well, not the blood, but the death. It's like they say the wage of sin is death. Basically, sin is death. So when you kill an animal, you're supposed to be demonstrating what you're doing to yourself when you sin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every time you sin, a little parts of you die. That's what the sacrifice literally is supposed to mean. So it's like you have to kill an animal in order to reach to that death. So I'm saying Cain didn't do that. Cain, he went out to the garden and just grabbed a bunch of vegetables. And then they say, like, a lot of vegetables wasn't even the best vegetables. Like, even if you're going to do that, you should at least get the best vegetables. Mind you, that people still don't really know if this is the reason or not. You know what I'm saying? But he just went and grabbed some vegetables out there and presented in front of the Lord. And the Lord didn't take it. He was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So what happened after this is real funny. And then, like, Cain got depressed. And if you study the procession of the cards, you start to see a pattern here. And that you got, you see what I'm saying? You got the Two of Cups. You got coming together. You got Adam and Eve coming together, giving birth to a third child, which is the Three of Cups. So I'm saying then you have the Three of Cups a lot of times is the third party. So then that switches the Three of Cups there between Adam, not Adam. So you got Adam, Eve, and Cain. But then that switches over into Cain, Abel, and God. So you have a three. You know what I'm saying? And they all in sync with each other. So you got the Three of Cups. This moves on to the Four of Cups, which is instruction, which is you see God telling Cain, giving him Cain and Abel instruction on what to go do. When you look at the Four of Cups, you see the guy sitting, you go look this up, you see a guy sitting under the tree with his arms crossed, and you see the hand coming out from the invisible, giving him instruction. Now, and if you look at the four, he doesn't want to take the instruction. He's sitting there with his arms crossed like this, like, I don't want to listen. And then he's focused on his own cups instead of the cup that's coming toward him. So a lot of times you run into this with cancers and all water signs in general, is that like when you come at them with instruction, you try to tell them something to do, they kind of get in a defensive mode. Now, this is because the Four card is ruled by the Emperor card. If you understand that the major arcana is ruled by the Emperor card. So the Emperor is a masculine energy. He's kind of a little stubborn. You know what I'm saying? He kind of wants things done his way. He's kind of aggressive. He's a little cardinal in his approach. He's not mutable. You know what I'm saying? He's more cardinal. So this is the Emperor card. So when it plays out in the water suit, you get the Four Cups with the guy sitting there like this, like, I don't do things my way. You know what I'm saying? So when God come to Cain, he like, do the sacrifice this way. You know, it's the hand coming with the cup, offering him new ideas, a new way of perceiving things. He don't want to listen. He want to do it his way. So he go get his own vegetables and go put them out there. Then they don't take them. You follow that progression to the 5. You know what I'm saying? God rejects his offering, and then he ends up you know what I'm saying, going into a sulk. So after this one, Cain starts sulking. If you go look at the 5 of Cups, you see they put the black hoodie on. They go stand out in the water, and then they sitting out there. They done kicked over their cups now. Now they mad. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he done kicked over half his cups. Some of the other cups still standing, but he's only focused on the negative more so than the positive. That's what the 5 of Cups is. So then what happens is if you read Genesis, you get God come to Cain. Right there, you know what I'm saying? He come to Cain. He like, Cain, what's wrong, man? He's like, Joe, like, why you mad? You know what I'm saying? He's like, you ain't gotta be mad. You know, just do it again, and you're gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? God came to Cain. Like, Cain didn't pray or nothing, mind you. Like, this is how it is with Cancer. Like, God come to Cain. Like, God ain't gotta explain shit to Cain. You know what I'm saying? But he's looking down. He see Cain over there. This is literally the first time this has ever happened. You know what I'm saying? He's looking over. He see Cain with the black hood on, the 5 of cups, sitting there depressed. God like, man, what the fuck wrong with Cain? You know what I'm saying? So he run up on Cain like, man, Cain, what's wrong? And then Cain like, leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. He's like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? You didn't take my sacrifice. You took his, but you didn't take mine. God like, man, Joe, it ain't even like that, Joe. God told him. He's like, Joe, it ain't even like that, Joe. Just do it right, and it'll be accepted. Just do it again, it's gonna be accepted. God told him it. But it can't do. It made him even worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? That actually made it worse. Because what you get right there, you see the 6 of cups. Like, this is progressing. It go from the 5 to the 6. 6 is the lover's card. So it's saying God loves Cain. So you see God expressing the fact. It's like, yo, you looking at this all wrong. It's not even what you think it is. It's like you tweaking. I love you. Just do it right. It's gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times when this is literally the 6 of cups. You know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes you go to a Cancer, you try to talk to him, you try to reason with him. What it do? It makes shit worse. And that's exactly what God did. God unintentionally made the shit worse. Like, this is why a lot of times, like they say, it's best not to say nothing. Like, mind you, God is in a position of authority coming down to this man's level. Like, he literally came all the way down to this level. And then, like, literally in the next verse, you see, so it says, Cain did, it's like literally, like it says, God told him everything gonna be okay. And then literally in the next verse, you see Cain telling his brother to come out to the fucking, to the valley or to the field, whatever, to go kill him. There is no transition there. It's like the last thing you see God saying, man, everything gonna be okay. Then flash forward to the next scene, you got Cain trying to kill his brother. Like, they didn't even show you, they didn't even explain to you that God made it worse. It just cut scene right there. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like it's just automatically assumed that you're supposed to understand that this made shit worse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times when you're dealing with a Cancer, it's like, man, remember this, that God literally came out the sky and talked to Cain. Just like, you know what I'm saying? This is why Cain was so exalted. Cain was the chosen one that God loved. He was literally the first, you see what I'm saying? He was literally the firstborn. So that same entitlement, that same expectation is what pushed this whole shit over the edge. You know what I'm saying? And he telling me, like, man, I love you, man. Don't do this. He's like, man, don't. He's like, sin is waiting for you if you do the wrong shit. So don't do the wrong shit, nigga. And then he proceeds to go do the exact wrong shit. So he take his brother out to the field. So then this is when you go into the 7 of cups, which they skip. They literally skip the 7 of cups because like now it's like Cain had a choice to make. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, you gotta think about this shit now. It's a lot to lose, bro. Like you gotta think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is what you get when you get the 7 of cups. You get the water sign. They be sitting around thinking about what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's got all these choices, and they're all extravagant. And they all lead to these other. It's like a mysterious path that he's gonna choose, and it's gonna, lay out the rest of his whole life. And this is a life changing moment for Cain. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, in the middle of all this, there's an internal blindfold. This is where the internal blindfold comes in with water signs. And they literally have to talk themselves into justifying why they do the things why they do the bullshit that they do. When you have negative energy inside yourself, it's kind of like having a crack in the wall and your house is, and it's flooding. Like, so mind you, this just happened to me like 2 days ago. That's the reason why I gave that example. Like, I got a crack over here in my fucking wall. I need to take some cement and just put it up. But because I got this little crack, this fucking big, it rained like crazy the other day, and like hella water just came through that little ass fucking crack, and then it flooded my whole fucking basement. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it kind of is with water signs in a decision making process. And that, like, you know what I'm saying, they have to kind of talk themselves into like this notion that that there's no cracks in their foundation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all type of, like, Cain can obviously see, he got a choice to make, he kind of tweaking, but it's like he got to tell himself that no, I'm right. I didn't do anything. This is literally, I have a whole series called Water Signs of Blameless, because the blamelessness literally falls in right here at the 7 of cups. It's like they have to go through this blame shift where it's like, I don't have no cracks in my surface. There's nothing leaking through. How could I possibly be wrong? And because I'm not wrong, I'm justified in doing this fucked up shit I'm about to do. Shit was turned against me first. You know what I'm saying? They put my back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? This is 7 of cups. This is like literally the shit that water signs running in here in the 7 of cups. So like As they doing this, they putting a blindfold on inside themselves. So it's like they're no longer. This is if you look at the Seven of Cups, you see the guy standing there with like a cloth over himself, and he's it's like the guy is looking at, like, of all of the cups that stand out, this cup stands out more. So it's a whole bunch of other shit going on around him, and he knows, okay, I got to make a choice, I got to make a decision, but in the middle, in the heart of this decision, I can't be held accountable to this decision because I kind of blinded myself to the facts. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Seven of Cups is. So that's what Cain told himself. So then he find himself marching out to the fucking valley to go kill his brother. You know what I'm saying? Because he literally told himself that, like, look, this ain't what I'm doing is not wrong. I was wrong first. He's just like the victim role. Like why does I like to play the victim? They have a victim mentality a lot. You see what I'm saying? So he saw himself as the victim. Like, Abel dead. You see what he about to be dead. You see what I'm saying? But he ain't the victim. You see what I'm saying? The real victim is me. It's Cain. You see what I'm saying? Because my sacrifice got rejected. You see what I'm saying? A lot of cancers think this way. This is why I say, like, Cain is the king of cancers, because, like, this is where this whole mentality was birthed from. And you're going to see, like, it actually gets worse. You see what I'm saying? So, he felt entitled. He felt entitled to the worship. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he was born into a situation where he was the firstborn. So he felt like he was kind of entitled to act the way he was acting. He felt like he was entitled to not do his best. A lot of cancers feel this way. Like, they feel like they don't have to do their best. They don't have to give you their best. You see what I'm saying? And they're in a position of entitlement. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you kind of have to, even if I don't give you my best, you still have to kind of accept it either way. Like, this is literally what Cain was thinking going into this. It's like, yo, I ain't got to go do all that. I don't want to do no blood. I don't want to get my hands there. I'm just going to get some fruit, some old fruit, because I'm going to eat the good fruit. I'm going to go get the old fruit, put that shit out there, and it's going to be straight. And then come to find out, I was like, no. And mind you, like, even up to that point, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though he didn't do what he was instructed to do, he still hadn't sinned yet. Like, up to this point, it was just a miscommunication. It was like, bro, it's cool. We can work it out. He still hadn't done anything wrong per se. He just didn't do the ritual right. You see what I'm saying? So it's okay. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like God was telling him he had to be perfect. He hadn't done anything wrong. It was just like if you tell your child, go pick up the toys in your room, and then you go in their room and, like, the toys is kind of picked up, but you know how, like, a kid do it. Like, it don't be put away right. Or you trying to make up their bed, and the bed be made up, but it be kind of fucked up. Like, it ain't made up. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of tell them, like, hey, well, yeah. I mean, okay, good attempt, but you need to do it right. You see what I'm saying? Right there, it's like, you can't do that with a cancer. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, what? How dare you? Like, what? Like, that's going to turn into a whole 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7. They're going to end up writing crayons and shit on all the fucking wall, breaking all their goddamn toys and shit. You be like, Joe, all I did was tell you to fix your fucking bed. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you see what I'm saying? They blameless like that. You see what I'm saying? So, when you look at the decision that Cain made, you see what I'm saying? It's like he felt, blameless in it. So, he goes out there, he kills his brother, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? God, he felt bad about it, you know what I'm saying? So God come looking for him, and he like, Cain, man, where's Abel? You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, side note, God already smoking a blunt, because he just dealt with his motherfucking parents. He's like, nigga, I just dealt with your parents, nigga. I just kicked these motherfuckers the fuck up out of it. So I'm still trying to kick it with your ass, so hopefully you don't fuck up either. So, where the fuck your brother at? You know what I'm saying? And he like, man, Joe, man, you talking about going from bad to worse. Like, my parents just got kicked out of this motherfucker, and I just killed my motherfucking brother. So you imagine being God. This is why literally God was like, man, fuck, nigga, what? That's why God flooded the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? God tweaked. You know what I'm saying? God kind of, he knew he tweaked. He was like, man, okay, yeah. But, like, you got to think about, like, Cain, fuck this. It's like watching, like, when I watch Young Buck go to jail, nigga, and I found out he was watching gay porn on the internet, nigga. Like, that shit hurt your soul. You be like, nigga, what? No, nigga, no. No, nigga, no. You know what I'm saying? So God kind of tweaked a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? When he went to Cain, he was like, man, Cain, where your brother at? You know, Cain. This is when I really started to see the cancer traits kick in. And I mind you, like, all the way up to this point, these could all be considered Scorpio traits, and they're like, the vengeance, especially with the killing and the murder. So I'm saying, like, it's a little difficult for me to believe that a cancer might kill a sibling. You know what I'm saying? Because they rule by the 4th house. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I was really kind of stuck between the Cancer and the Scorpio traits. But then, like, as I kept reading on, I saw more and more Cancer traits, especially, like, in this part of the story when God told him, he's like, man, where's your brother? He was like, I don't know. He's like, am I my brother's keeper? He's like what do you mean? Like, what? And it's like, actually, yes, you are your brother's keeper. You the oldest. Actually, yes, nigga, you are your brother's keeper. What the fuck is you talking about? Where's your brother, Joe? Because I can taste the blood. The ground can taste. The guy said some ill shit. He was like, it was like some shit Jay-Z would say. He was like, nigga, the ground can taste the blood, nigga. I can taste the blood through the ground, nigga. I know you what the fuck you did, nigga. I'm asking you. I'm giving you the opportunity to tell me. Like, you think I'm asking you where your brother at, nigga? You think I don't know? I'm fucking God, nigga. You don't know? You think I don't know where your fucking brother at, nigga? Where the fuck is your brother? You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't know. I'm not my brother's keeper. And then he's like, Joe, I know what you did. Okay. You like, and this is a lot of times you give a Cancer opportunity to this is what I was just saying. Like, you give them that every time you give them the opportunity to demonstrate, to accept the truth, they do the total opposite. I got a video called Cancer Math. You might want to check that out. It's like God coming at you with 5. You're supposed to come back with 5. But the Cancer do come at you with 4, and they tell you it's 5. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be 5, 5, which is 10. You come 5, they come with 4, and then it's like, no, it's 9. I mean, it's 10, but they want to tell you it's 9. I mean, it's 9, but they want to tell you it's 10. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this, you got the Cancer Math going out with God. God, like, okay, where's your brother? I don't know anything. I'm not my brother's keeper. Oh, okay. You ain't with the Cancer Math. All right, well, this is what we going to do. I'm about to send your ass out into the wilderness. You're going to be a vagabond. You about to be walking around in the desert for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I ain't going to let nobody kill you. And anybody kill you, they going to get killed. I'm going to protect you at the same. See, this is like straight Cancer shit. Like, Cancers do shit like this. This is literally why I say Cain is the king of Cancer. Because it's like, okay, you just killed your brother. I ain't going to kill you. I'm going to send you out into the wilderness. And I'm still going to protect you at the same time. So it's like, that's the thing I've always learned about Cancers is that they always are protected. Even, it's like, you can't, this is why you look at shit like 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like him getting shot up and still being able to blow up. And like, even like situations like Pop Smoke, I know it's really the best example. But you look at a situation like Pop Smoke, he just got killed. He was a Cancer. He just got killed. But you see how 50 Cent kind of came in and gave the money to his mother. Like 50 Cent felt bad because, you know, Pop Smoke was literally trying to be 50 Cent. So you see how like 50 Cent came in and tried to, you know, help mediate that situation, give his mom some money, put his name out there. Like he came in and supported, you know, Pop Smoke, even though Pop Smoke got killed. Even though, like, you know, technically they say he ain't supposed to put their hands on him, you know what I'm saying? But like, shit happened, you know what I'm saying? Like Pop Smoke ain't Cain, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that's what I'm saying, ain't really the best example, but I hope you get what I'm saying. And like, a lot of times Cancers, even though they do fucked up shit, they still be protected in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you gotta let God deal with that shit. Cause like God is dealing with it. But a lot of times you step in, you put your hand in it, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker is still protected. So it be that 6ix9ine shit. It be weird. It's like they right there close to God, but at the same time, like God don't fuck with them. And like you'll see yourself like this a lot of times with Cancer too. It be like you got a Cancer brother or Cancer sibling, or like, you know what I'm saying, or like especially if like you a woman dating a Cancer male. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like you be with them, and it's like you hate them at the same fucking time because it's like this is what God was going through. This is literally the birth of this idea. This is where all this shit came from in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So he told him, he said, look, I'm gonna send you out into the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, this is where you really see the Cancer traits kick in because Cain start crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, this is what I was saying. Like, a lot of times, Scorpio is a different mentality. And they're like, a lot of times, Scorpio just think they're going to get away with shit. Like, mind you, they'll keep doing bogus shit because they got, like, Scorpio will get away with it. Like, 2-3 times. Like, what's that nigga named Aaron Hernandez? That nigga is a Scorpio. Like, you go watch that doc. They got a really good documentary on that on Netflix. And, like, I was watching that and the way how he got caught. And yeah, he denied all of it. But at the same time, he knew he was just playing it. Like, everybody kind of knew he was just playing the game. Like, you see what I'm saying? And he didn't, he wasn't the type of person that really convinced himself that he hadn't done this. Like, everybody kind of knew. It was just like, well, like even you look at the difference between like O.J. Simpson and Aaron Hernandez. Like, O.J. Simpson had literally like convinced himself that he hadn't done this shit. You see what I'm saying? And matter of fact, it got to the point where like half the black population had actually believed that O.J. Man, this is the time before the internet. Like, we was all kind of fucking stupid. You see what I'm saying? But like most of the black population legitimately did not believe OJ did that shit because like he was so good at convincing you that he didn't do it. So it was like, you can't send OJ to jail. He didn't do that shit. And it was like, no, like it literally stirred the passions of millions and millions of black people around the whole fucking world. Now we go back and look at it, we all know that, man, he killed that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he killed that bitch. You know, but at the time, like, we just didn't want to see it because he did such a good job convincing us that he didn't do it. When you look at Aaron Hernandez as a Scorpio, it was like, you knew he did that shit, but you just wanted to see how he was going to play the game and, like, maybe he was going to get off. And I think, like, the second trial, he did get off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like he had 2 different trials, but I think, like, the second trial, he was found not guilty. You see what I'm saying? After he was found guilty of the first. So, but even still, like, when Aaron Hernandez was found guilty that first time, there was no shock, there was no nothing. Like, he wasn't like, oh, what the fuck? Oh my God. There was no shock. And like, that's what you got when it came with Cain. Like when God basically passed judgment on Cain, Cain was like, I can't, oh my God, this punishment is too big for me to bear. I can't do this. I can't bear it. It's too, it was just like overly dramatic. You know what I'm saying? That's what really made me, I was like, okay, he a Cancer. A Scorpio ain't gonna do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't watch a lot of Scorpios who didn't kill people, like even Betty Broderick. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when she had a lot of sob story and shit like that. But when they came time to pass her judgment, it was like she accepted her fate, ultimately. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cain didn't want to accept his fate. And that's how a lot of Cancer is. Like, they not going to accept their fate, even though they know. It's like this, they blameless all the way across the board. Like, look at what we talking about. Cain ain't took no responsibility nowhere. Like, so this is all his doing. These are all his, like, God telling him, man, I love you, please don't do it. And, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, mind you, when he sends him out into the wilderness, this is where we go to the Eight of Cups. Right? We still going with the cards. You get the Eight of Cups, which is he has to turn his back now on his whole foundation and go out into the wilderness and go find something new. You know what I'm saying? So this is what he does. You know, Cain eventually goes on and into what's called the land of Nod. Now, the land of Nod is not, some people say it's an actual city, and some people say it's not an actual city. It's more of a mind state. And that there was no cities at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, according to the Bible, there was no cities at this time. Now, obviously, if you start understand comedics and stuff like this, you know that all this stuff predates the Bible. Like, it was pyramids over in Egypt thousands of years before all this stuff happened. But we like I said, we know this, but we just doing a Christian interpretation. So according to the Christian interpretation, there were no cities up to this point. So when they say that Cain went to the land of Nod, you know what I'm saying? Basically, they're saying that Nod is like wilderness. This is where the word nomad comes from. Like, you heard the word nomad. What is a nomad? A nomad is like a wanderer. You know what I'm saying? So when they say he was in the land of Nod, there is no real land of Nod. That just means that, like, oh, he was out wandering. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, he had a wife who was his sister. I think her name was Awa. Cain's sister. Her name was Awa. Sister wife. And I know it's kind of gross, but back then, because the human genome was so pure, it was a lot more room for mental retard. Like, you know, like, obviously, like, you don't want to have sex with your sister or somebody in your family, somebody, a first cousin, something like that, because if you have birth, they have birth defects. But back then, the human genome was so pure that, you know, you had a lot of room before these defects start to kick in. You know what I'm saying? So, it's still gross no matter how the fuck you look at it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, like, back then, you know, it took a long time before you started to see those birth defects kick in. You talking maybe, like, and mind you, like, Adam, around this time, I think he was supposed to be, like, 700 years old. By the time, like, Cain had killed Abel, so I'm saying, he was supposed to be, like, 700 years old. So, like, there's a lot of generations that had passed by then, you know what I'm saying? And they went out to spread the land and became the different multitudes of races of the earth. So, you know, by the time Cain killed Abel, this is like 700 years later. So it was a multitude of people out around then. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't, you know, detailed in the book. You know what I'm saying? But he goes out into this land with his wife. They give birth to a baby named Enoch. You know what I'm saying? And then he starts a city. Cain starts to build a city. Now, same thing, this is debated in whether or not this is an actual city. They say he built the first city. Now, when we think of Cancer, Cancer's fourth house. So you think like house, city, community, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to build a family, coming together, kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, he didn't actually build a city. They were saying like the city was actually the people. You know what I'm saying? And their frame of mind. So back then, like cities would move. Like they would get up and go move to a whole nother land. And then they would move to a whole nother land. And then they would move to a whole other land. So to say that he made the first city didn't really make sense because they were still out wandering all together, like as a unit. You see what I'm saying? So he basically formed this unit of wanderers. These were like the first wanderers, the first like vagabonds that was like moving around. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, and mind you, God gave him a mark of Cain too. They gave him a mark, which is like to this day, some people they don't know exactly what it is. It's been debated on for years. Some people say they basically made him look like a dog. Some people say this is where white people came from. Like if you study certain Hebrew roots, like they'll tell you like he actually turned him into a white man. This is like where the hair fall. This is where you get like the look like Bigfoot or like Chewbacca or like motherfuckers like Sasquatch. Like you know what I'm saying? They say that like prior to mind you, this is not mine. I'm just telling you some shit that I read. You know what I'm saying? But prior to that, basically everybody was black, but then God kind of made Cain white and made him have like straight hair and like he became like a Chewbacca, Bigfoot looking motherfucker that was out wandering in the desert. And you know, I have a video kind of on this. I think I took it down. It's only on my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Where I was explaining it. But you know, I've explained this in another video that, like, you know, he basically became a shepherd. Eventually Cain, you know what I'm saying? And some people say that they started having sex with animals and shit like that. And I ain't getting all that. That's a whole other can of worms. You know what I'm saying? But his culture, he was a fall from grace. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you was in the Garden of Eden, and now you out here, Garden of Eden, and now you out here, a vagabond. You know what I'm saying? Wandering in the desert, having sex with animals. You know what I'm saying? And basically lost. You know, and as he started to have kids, you know what I'm saying? These were the kids. I think it was named Lamech. I think Lamech was the one. Lamech was the first one who had polygamy. So I'm saying he took 2 wives. So I'm saying, so this is the first time you see polygamy in the Bible. So and that didn't end well. You know what I'm saying? So like that didn't end well. So you see, like Cain's whole side of the family became the family of like the rebels. You know what I'm saying? This is what I was telling you before, how like Cancer mentality spread through the 4th house, and they're like, it's not just the Cancer. Like they trying to create a whole house of this nod. You know, this is really what they call nod. You know what I'm saying, in the Bible. It's like a house of confusion, a house of chaos, confusion, desperation, and distraction. You know what I'm saying? So they can't, it's not just enough for them to have this. They have to spread this on to their kids, to their family, and like pass these on through tradition. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ended up happening with Cain. All his kids ended up becoming like pimps, like trying to take advantage of women. They even started making spears and weapons. Like Cain's family, Lamech, and his whole side of family were the first people that started making weapons, started ransacking other villages and shit like this, and taking from. This is all came from Cain. This is all like the father of the Cancerverse. This is where all this energy came. Matter of fact, what's so crazy, I read an interpretation was saying that like Cain was beefing with Abel's tribe for years. So like Cain's kids and Abel's kids was warring for years after this shit happened. You see what I'm saying? They don't tell you this in the Bible. And this is where like the development of like it was basically like a tit for tat. Like oh, you killed my father, so then like Abel's kids had attacked Cain's family. So then in turn Cain's family attacked again against Abel's family. And in turn Abel attacked Cain's family. And in turn Abel attacks back Abel's family. So all this tit for tat literally was the creation of like the gangbang. Like if you're in Chicago, you see this shit all the time. Like one nigga get killed, so then they ride down and go kill the other niggas. Then they ride down and go kill the other niggas. Then they ride down and go kill the other niggas. And it's like this is the Cancerverse. Like this is where this whole shit came from. So that's what I'm trying to tell you from the beginning. Like most of the niggas I know that gangbang is cancers, and they attracted to this shit. Like we got to get them back. Oh no, okay, now we got to get them back. And so okay, no, we got to get them back. Like this is where this whole shit came from. And then like Cain and Abel's family was beefing for Abel's brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is 2 families literally beefing from the beginning. So you can start to see why I say that Cain is the king of Cancer. He's literally the king of the crabs. You see what I'm saying? So the crazy part of all this shit is that you know what I'm saying, you gotta remember from Cain's perspective, Cain's intentions was always good. You know what I'm saying? Cain never meant to do, this was not intended. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, it's like this is why we say a lot of times in Hood X, women are portals. Not all women, you know what I'm saying, but like especially like water sign women, they like portals. And they're like, they always say, like, oh, I didn't mean it. They always had the best intentions, but then you end up with fucking war and bloodshed everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like he wanted this. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta be aware, but do it really matter that these weren't his intentions? No, it don't. And like a lot of times what a Cancer do, they try to like ride on the fact, like, man, I didn't mean any of this. I wouldn't mean it. It wasn't like that. I didn't even mean it. It's like, that don't matter. It don't matter. Like it's past that point what your intentions were. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cancers don't never have like fucked up intentions intentionally. Like, you know what I'm saying? It be on principle. And this is why I tell you, we go back to the 7th, and that like, you know, when you put that internal blindfold on and went out there and killed his brother, like I said, prior to that point, he hadn't done nothing wrong. He had nothing but the best intentions. You see what I'm saying? But it's like if when Cancers get depressed, when they get that energy, when they got that fucked up emotion, they let emotion creep in and cause sin. It's like you not gonna put that in. Like they gotta do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like if you a man, you were a Cancer wife. Like my wife, she a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times like we might get into it. You know what I'm saying? And she be like, okay, fine, okay. Mind you, she Puerto Rican too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she get an attitude and won't even tell you. You know what I'm saying? And then goddamn it, like 2-3 days later, you see all your clothes be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Or you see like she'll burn the goddamn food or some shit like this. And like you'll never know if she did it on purpose. Like mind you, she don't even know if she did the shit on purpose or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be like, man, why you burn the food? It's like, oh, well, it was an accident. And you be kind of looking like, was it an accident? Or because you really don't know. Because, like, she been in a mood for the past 24 hours or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't know. Like I said, and intentionally or not, you never really know. It was kind of, I said this before in a situation with Bret Hart. You know what I'm saying? When wrestling and shit like that. And, then, like, he betrayed the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Real bad. You know what I'm saying? And, like, but with the best intentions. This is called the Montreal Screwdriver. You know what I'm saying? And when he ended up getting shit on, like, Vince McMahon basically had to strip his title in front of him, in front of his whole city. He embarrassed the shit out of him in front of his whole city. It was rightfully so. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at it from Bret's perspective, like, Bret never really saw himself as doing anything wrong. He was like, okay, they kind of forced my hand, so I'm just going to do what I got to do. Like, so I'm saying, so he never really had bad intentions. And that's one thing I want you to understand that from anything. Like, you can't look at cancers like they doing this shit on purpose. You see what I'm saying? It just be like they just written this way. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to know them cards, and you got to, like, line their actions up to the cards the same way I'm walking you through this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, nobody likes to obey. Like, people don't even like the word obey. Like, if I looked at you and told you you need to obey me, like, people just don't like that shit. But, like, you think about a situation like Cain's supposed to obey God. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, who the fuck wants to obey? Matter of fact, I even got another video I was saying, you know, I think it's called All Women Are Feminists, or it's like Women MGTOW, some video I got on my page where I was explaining how, like, in 1922, they took all of the word obey out of the marriage. Like when you go get married now, they don't even use the word obey. Like, because the women made the men take that shit out the goddamn marriage right. So it's like, oh no, it's not an obey thing. It's we 50-50. Like, this is the Cancerverse shit. It's like, oh, we 50-50. But it ain't really 50-50, but it's 50-50 when I need it to be type shit. You see what I'm saying? When you think about telling your wife to obey, in 2020, that's like fucking, what's the word? Like, you a chauvinist type damn near. Or like, I can't even, it's another word I think it's going to M. One of y'all help me out. You see what I'm saying? It's a male chauvinist, or I don't do it. Like, you can't tell your wife to obey you in 20, you see what I'm saying? In 2020. You see what I'm saying? Or if you're a wife, you can't tell your man to obey you. You see what I'm saying? So, but it's a line between obey and just being obedient. And then it's like you got obedient, and then you got submissiveness. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, a lot of times, like, a Cancer is real good at making you think they submissive, but they ain't never obedient. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you got to know the difference between both. Because, like, a Cancer will walk you through the emotions. Like, they'll walk you through the emotions. Like, they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, it was an accident. And it's like, yeah, they'll submit, but, like, ultimately, they're not going to be obedient. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're going to force your hand to make you come out and use the word obedient. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in the age we living in now, you can't say no shit like that. So it's like it's like a license for them to act like kids and do whatever the fuck they want to do. You see what I'm saying? When you in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, and it's 50-50, part of that is being obedient. But if you can't even, and reasonable, but if you can't even insert these words into the dialogue, like, Joe, can we at least be reasonable about this shit? And they're like, damn, like God came out the sky and told Cain, and he still didn't want to be obedient. It's like you still looking at it like it's an obedient thing. It's like, oh, you still telling me to obey. It's like, Joe, God literally come out the sky and tell your ass to chill the fuck out. I love you. And they still don't want, like, no Cancer is going to pride themselves on being obedient to them. Even though they pride themselves on relationships, they pride themselves on being emotional, they will never pride themselves on being obedient. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because it's just a pride issue. Like, you see what I'm saying? And that's when you're looking at Cain, it's like, it's kind of the same thing. Even though his intentions ain't good, he still don't want to be obedient. So when this is the type of shit you run into, these quote unquote accidental situations, or these I didn't mean it situations, it's like, well, you didn't mean to be obedient either. You didn't mean to submit either. And then what the fuck you think you gonna run into when you that type of person? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, so there's, like I said, there's a fine line between submitting and obeying. So make sure you apply that, you see what I'm saying, with a Cancer. Because they'll always tell you that no matter either way, even if they don't do either one, when it's time to lay the law down, they're going to tell you that the punishment is too great either way. Like, so just like with no matter what the fuck you say, they still be like, oh, you're not being fair. Oh, you're not being, you can get them opportunity after opportunity. When it comes time for you to make a decision, they're going to look at you like you ain't being fair anyway. You see what I'm saying? That's just how the fuck they are. So, you see what I'm saying? So ultimately, like, Cain went out into the city, you know what I'm saying? And they was warned for years and years on end. He finally found a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? This is when you get the Nine of Cups. You know what I'm saying? The Nine of Cups is, you know what I'm saying, him basically spending a lot of time by himself, doing a lot of self-reflection. Nine of Cups is actually the best card in the deck. You know what I'm saying? So you will see that, like, you ultimately see that, like, Cain did get what he wanted. He went out and made a city. He called it Enoch. I believe. So I'm saying after his son, whereas you see that like he really should like, whereas all the other people in the Bible who did work for God, you know what I'm saying, they praise God. So I'm saying Cain praised his son, and this is where you go back into the fourth house again, and that like he named the city after his son. You know what I'm saying? We should have really named it after God. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you see cancers make the opposite decision, not like when they dealing with authority and power and obedience, stuff like this. Like I know, for example, too, like I know a girl, you know what I'm saying, she a teacher, she was a Cancer, she was working at a school. Now, you know what I'm saying, she almost got fired because she was doing some blatantly bogus shit. She was punching in at one school because she was dropping her kid off at one school, so she would clock in over there and then drive all the way from there to her job, you know what I'm saying, and then get the job 30 minutes later. She was really 30 minutes late, but because she clocked in, because the whole city is on one circuit, she clocked in over here, nobody knew. So she showed up on time over there, even though she was 30 minutes late. So one day, you know what I'm saying, 8 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, somebody came in looking for her. And they was like, man, where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? And nobody couldn't find her. You know what I'm saying? So they went to her supervisor, and the supervisor was like, man, where's she at? And the supervisor looked on the thing, was like, I don't know, but they say she punched in, but she ain't here. And while she doing that, guess who walked through the door? They see her walking through the door. They like, hold on, how the fuck you walking through the door when you already punched in? And that she like, oh shit, I'm busted. Like, oh, I punched in over at my kid's school because I didn't want to be late. They like, no, you can't do no shit like that. You need to drop your goddamn kid off for early and then bring your ass here on time. And like, she knew this. She was like, okay, fine, whatever. Oh, like, you know, all extra shit. Motherfucker don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, the boss was cool about it, just like our guy was in this situation. He was like, man, it's cool. You know, I got kids too, so I see what you're doing. It ain't like you stealing money or some shit like that. Like, we get it. It's cool. Just, you know, just don't do this shit again. You know what I'm saying? She look out for her. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. But the whole time, she still walking around talking about she hate her boss. Man, she called me all the time talking about, man, I hate my fucking boss. I hate my fucking boss. I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, fuck you hate your boss for? She should have fired you. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, if it was me, a black man, I would have been fucking fired. Like, bitch, you lucky as hell. What the fuck is you talking about? I can't stand that bitch. I can't stand that bitch. I'm like, man, when the fuck is her birthday? She like, I don't know. I'm like, man, how the fuck you don't know your boss' birthday? All this time, you know I run an astrology channel. All we talking about astrology all the time. But you don't even know your boss' fucking birthday. Turn out her boss is a fucking Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Which is super mutable. Which means she probably really didn't want to fire her ass. Anyway, like, they was probably like, she a Cancer. She a fucking Pisces. They should be best friends by all technical standards. Like she didn't find this out till weeks later. She was a Pisces. And that's why I really realized that. I'm like, man, you really tripping. Man, that's a fucking Pisces boss. And you know what I'm saying? And she didn't fire your ass. She trying to be cool with you. You still walk around this bitch talking about you hate her. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to find out, like, another week or two later, she come in bringing a cake. Like, she bake a whole cake. You know what I'm saying? And she bring it in to her job and give it to the goddamn janitor. I'm like, why the fuck you give it to the janitor? She's like, well, it was his birthday, and, you know, he be mopping the floors and sweeping, and don't nobody pay him attention, so I felt some kind of way. So I made him a cake and brought him a motherfucking cake. And I'm like, Joe, wait a minute. You bought the fucking janitor a goddamn cake, and you ain't buy your goddamn boss a cake after your boss gave you a motherfucking shit. Like, well, why the fuck would I do that for my boss? I'm like, because she didn't fucking, wait a minute, what the fuck did the janitor do for you? She's like, well, he's just a nice guy. And I'm like, Joe, you can't be, so wait a minute, how the fuck you think your boss felt when you bring in a cake for that nigga after she, come on. I'm like, wait, you couldn't even put this thought together. And it's like, she couldn't see, she couldn't even understand this shit. And that's what, and it's like situations like this. You see what I'm saying? It's like the areas that they supposed to give a fuck in, it's just like they just written in a way that they just can't. They just can't. Even if you explain it to them on principle, and they understand the principle, and they understand it. Like, you ask a Cancer, like, man, you know you a Cancer. Like I saw the video with Charlemagne, who's a Cancer, had asked Antonio Brown. Go look at the fucking what is that video? The fucking Breakfast Club video with Anthony Brown. You know what I'm saying? He sat down literally like in the gate. Charlemagne came in that nigga neck in the gate. He was like, nigga, you know you a Cancer, right? He was like, you know you're emotional, hard-headed, you don't want to listen to shit. Always like, and Antonio Brown kind of looked at him like he knew, but he didn't want to acknowledge. He was like, kind of like, you know. But like Charlemagne, he a Cancer too, so he know. And you look at like Antonio Brown behavior, you look at the shit he be going, you kind of see that Cancer shit, and like Charlemagne was on it when he said, he was like, Joe, you know you a Cancer, right? It was like same shit like I told you, like when the guy was with the gun jumping in the bouncy house at the fucking barbecue with Poe, and when he left up out of there, the first shit the chick said, he a Cancer. So it's like, that's supposed to mean something. Like that's not a good thing. Like, motherfuckers say that like that, it's like, Joe, that's not a good thing. Like, you know you a Cancer, right? You know you got some fucked up traits, right? You know you got shit you need to be working on, right? You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you, like, yeah, I know. But then you ask them, like, okay, well, like, do you think I'm trying to help you, or do you think I'm trying to fuck with you? They were like, I think you're trying to help me. Okay, if you really understand you got problems, and you just like I'm asking, you a Cancer, you watching this video, I ask the same shit. I'd be like, Joe, you know you a Cancer, right? You know you got problems, right? They're like, yeah, I know I got problems. Okay, you think I'm making this video to fuck with you, or you think I'm making this video to help you? And they're like, I think you're trying to help me. Okay, then why are you still responding the way you responded? And they don't have no answer for that shit. That's when you really understand right there. It's like, Joe, they just written this way. It's like Jessica Rabbit say, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn this way. Like, they just drawn fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sit all the way the fuck back on these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, they will suck you into the fucking Cancerverse. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, he finally got his house. Cain got his whole way. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, he finally had his family. And then, you know, y'all know how Cain died? Did anybody know how Cain died? Let me see in the comments. Did anybody know? I believe Charlemagne. I believe he had cancer. Do anybody know how Cain died though? That's where I'm really going with this shit. Cause we talking about fourth house shit. You see what I'm saying? Fourth house shit. You see what I'm saying? And if you know, like, this is the whole irony of this whole shit. And then, like, God told anybody, said Cain ain't gonna get killed. Cain gonna live. Cain gotta live he's like a prisoner in his own body. You see what I'm saying? It's like catching life in prison, but you still able to walk around free knowing you killed your brother. So God says, look, I ain't gonna kill Cain. Cain gonna live. But when he finally do die, when Cain finally died, if can't nobody kill him, how you think he gonna die? Now, if you go back to story of Judas, when I was saying Water Signs of Blameless Part 5, we were talking about the Judas effect. See, Judas felt so guilty, he went and hung himself. He committed suicide. And this is what we call the hanged man in tarot. And also the, which is the 13 card, which symbolizes the 13th house in astrology, which is Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look at a situation like here with Cain, you see what I'm saying? There you go. Who said that? Water lilies. Thank you. Water, exactly. His own, this is where you say fourth house. This is another reason why I show you that Cain was a Cancer. The symbols. Cain's house fell on him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My wifey, her father is a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? She a Cancer, her father a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? And what I tell you, every time, with the best intentions, he's a great man, very nice man, super religious man, great man, always friendly. I ain't never seen him yell, always got a smile on his face, super peaceful man. Always got the best intentions in his heart. But every time this man has came over here and helped me with something, this shit always backfired every time. I went and paid like $3,000. He said he was going to help me do it. We put a whole gate up. Like, I had to put a gate up. You know what I'm saying? Because my dogs was running loose. So we had to have it was one of them big fucking, like, 7-foot, 8-foot fences made of wood. You know what I'm saying? You talking over, like, fucking 200 feet that way, and then, like, 800 feet that way, and then, like, another 200 feet that way. Like, I spent, like, damn near $3,000 on this fucking gate. He said he was going to help me do it. We hang up the whole fucking gate. You know what I'm saying? 2 days later, the city come over talking about, y'all got to tear this whole fucking gate down. I'm like, nigga, I just put $3,000. You fucking crazy. What the fuck I tear this down for? He like, Joe, because the poles y'all use to hold it up is the wrong poles. You can't use them poles. You got to use square poles because the poles you got can mold. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute. So you telling me every post we used was the wrong post. So because every post we used, we got to tear this whole shit down and start over again. He was like, yup. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is all per instruction of her Cancer father, who's more than happy to come over here and help me out again. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had to pay somebody else to come put the whole shit up. So they had to do the job twice. Same shit, we was in the garage. We was doing drywall in the garage. He's showing me how to do the drywall. I'm sitting there doing the drywall. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks later, the whole fucking drywall falls off the motherfucking wall onto the goddamn floor. You see what I'm saying? Cancer shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't not gonna talk shit because, like, he had nothing but the best intentions. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to see how, like, situation like this is the same shit. And then, like, best intentions, fucked up results, can't hold them accountable later on. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. It's like this. And they're like, you have to kind of back up from a Cancer and kind of let their own house fall on they. It's fucked up, but it is. It's like, oh, no, I'm good. I think I'm good. And then just sit back and wait long enough, and you're going to see, just like Cain, their own fucking house going to fall on their motherfucking head. Only the ones that don't listen. So I'm saying, it's certain Cancers that do know how to listen who will catch these symbols and evolve for a week, and then they go right back doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I really do not think Cancers had the ability to like evolve like fully emotionally like into a better person. I'm not saying that to talk shit. I'm not saying that to fault them. I just think it's the way it's written. It's like look at Cain. It's like look at Cain. Like Cain was literally given every opportunity, even after he killed his brother and everything. God still didn't kill him. He let him walk the earth and everything, and he still fucking crashed his own house on his head. So what the fuck did that tell you? You know what I'm saying? Look at the shit you looking at Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? Look at his life story. Look at the decisions he making. You know what I'm saying? And you start to see why I'm saying what I'm saying, and why Cain is the fucking father of all these motherfuckers. Speaking of Cancer fathers being bad fathers, remember I was saying before how they spread the plague through their family. You look at the situation with 50 Cent and his son Marquise. They don't even get along. But 50 Cent embraced Tekashi 6ix9ine and Pop Smoke more than he embraced his own son. And his son be on some straightaway shit. Like I was looking up his son play basketball and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He trying to do athletes and trying to like do music and get into school. You know what I'm saying? And not have that negative energy. But you look at somebody like Pop Smoke who full blown cancer, full blown negative energy. You look at Tekashi 6ix9ine, everything he represent is negative energy. You know what I'm saying? And 50 love that shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't even fuck with his own son. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about Cain creating a city for his son instead of God, you see that there's it's like a 29-degree there effect with like Cancer men and their son. And then like if you don't know about the 29-degree effect, I kind of use that as an example to describe like bipolar shit. And that like it's an extreme degree there. And then like if he can't have it this way, he want to get rid of the whole shit. It's kind of like Anakin Skywalker. Like if you follow the study of Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars, and like he was the chosen one, and then like it was a huge fall from grace. You know what I'm saying? To the point where like if he couldn't, you know what I'm saying, have his wife and his kids in the situation he wanted, he was willing to destroy everything in his path, you know what I'm saying, to make it right. And he crossed all the way over to the dark side, and it was like you caused all this destruction, and then at the end he still turned around and helped his son anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You see the same shit with Canaan. Like if you follow Power, spoiler alert, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't seen Power, you might want to mute this part for about the next 60 seconds or something. I'll wave my hand like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you know it does. So I'll just give you a spoiler alert. So, like, if you ain't seen Power, you know what I'm saying? Canaan was a character, same thing. Like, Canaan killed his own son on Power. You know what I'm saying? 29-degree effect. You know what I'm saying? 50's a real Cancer. So he probably, he wanted to do this scene. So he's probably very excited to do this scene to express how he felt. You know what I'm saying? So, in Watch Power, he really killed his son. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, as you keep watching, you see he protected Tariq, who is Ghost's son. Like, he actually, even though he killed his own son, he helped this other nigga's son twice later on. Now, you look at his son on the show, like, his son was straight up. Like, I don't know if he was going to school, but, like, he was still young. He was a driver. He wasn't on none of that grimy shit. Like, he wasn't selling no drugs. Even though he was surrounded around all that grimy shit, like, he was a straightaway dude. So I'm saying, 50 killed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same shit like his real son. Like, his son is a straightaway. There's really no reason to hate his son. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he just attracted to that bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, this is what I'm saying. It's like a bipolar degree there with, like, the notion you see Cain name his city after his son. You know what I'm saying? And because his relationship with God is fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at a situation with 50 Cent, his relationship with God is fucked up. So he don't fuck with his son. It's like he probably want to have that shit there with his son, but because it's fucked up, it plays out the way it play out with like Pop Smoke and Tekashi 6ix9ine. Because like I say, if you don't have nowhere to put that energy, like he gonna put it there. And like, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's doing a positive thing for these guys are fucking like criminals, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pop Smoke got killed for stealing a car. Tekashi 6ix9ine ratted on his whole fucking crew. You know what I'm saying? So like, here you got 50 Cent trying to do a good thing for motherfuckers with like bad hearts. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a bipolar there type situation. You know, I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So it's like there's one degree of the extreme or the other when you're dealing with like 29-degree shit. It's literally like bipolar. I hope that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, man, y'all got my motherfucking comment section like on fucking. It's like a book. Nigga, I ain't reading all this shit. Y'all tweet. It's fucking hella shit. Y'all got this motherfucker lit though. I don't think I ain't seen this shit lit like this in a minute though. Y'all got my shit lit, nigga. So, yeah, so that's my Cain story. You know what I'm saying? I think I hit all the main notes on that. You know what I'm saying? That's yeah, I've been wanting to do this video for the past couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of notes. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting on this for a minute. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. So I think I got most of my my points out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go through y'all notes. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I'm gonna smoke the rest of this blunt. And I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Let me see something. Okay. Oh, can't even do it. Oh. Hold on. I think I'll smoke this blunt. I just want to read y'all comments real quick because y'all got a lot of comments in here and I ain't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Hold on, man. See this shit all fucked up. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. It's fucked up, bro. Alright, hold on. Nope. I'm screwed. Yep. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay, we can do this. Nah, I can't do that. Okay, we do that. We can do that. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, yep. Shit didn't work. Alright, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Following the page. I'm gonna get up out of here, smoke this blunt. Make sure you subscribe. Join the Patreon. Make sure you sign up for X.com, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all fucking with the boy. Just want y'all to let y'all know. See this Rubik's Cube? See how it's all the way solved? See this shit? I want y'all to know I did not do this shit at all. No, my cousin came over and did this shit. So if you thought I did this shit, you also fucking I don't do no shit like that, nigga. Crazy. I'm